Oliver's on in the UK, Ushil's on in Norway, Midia's on in Finland, Gary's on in British Columbia, Canada, and Ron's on in Washington State. So welcome. A lot more people on watching, but I haven't commented yet. There's Christopher in Washington State as well. Says it's cold outside. It's cold outside here too. We've got a blanket of snow on the ground that arrived on Christmas morning, so that was kind of nice to wake up to a white Christmas. And temperatures have been like -10, -15, so the snow's not going anywhere. It's frozen. We actually moved my son's car in off the road Christmas night, or maybe it was even Boxing Day. No, I think it was Christmas night. And the snow hasn't melted off of it yet. Welcome Jane in South Carolina, and Carla in Mexico, Ida Marie in Washington, D.C. It's 3 degrees Celsius in Trondheim, Norway. It was windstorms, 6 degrees in Falmouth in the UK. I'm going to start writing a few of these people down who are on, because we are going to have a giveaway today. So Christopher, I'm going to say Christopher UK rather than Christopher Washington State, just to see the difference here. We will put Michelle. And then Ida. So bear with me as I type these as we go. I'm going to put Jane on there. Oh, Stephen in Australia is on now. Welcome. Gary. Oh, you had to change your plans. You're able to join. That was great. I'm just going to go back here and make sure I've got everybody so far. Don't want anyone to be missed as part of the giveaway. Media. Bear with me here as I type in the few people. All right, I think I've got everybody who's on so far. Now we'll give it a minute before we're actually having this draw. But what we're drawing for is that Joseph in Nevada and Steve in Australia both sent things in for the 200th live stream that happened 2 weeks ago. Didn't get here in time. The 4 winners that we did have, I've already mailed off all their prizes. So I thought, let's just do another one today and someone else can win. Oh, there's Olia in Poland. Welcome, Olia. So I will show you once again. It's going to take a little bit more time to go through it all, but Joseph in Nevada sent 2 postcards of the Erie Canal celebrating 200 years. This one is actually written on, so you're going to get an older stamp. This one is blank, so when you get it, you may want to send it off into the world. He's also sent a couple stickers, Be Kind and a butterfly sticker, and then this story postcard of some steampunk. You can scan that and find out the story, but don't do that right now. So I'm going to give you all those things in the giveaway. And then Stephen has sent some stamps to the giveaway, but he has also sent, you can see how he nicely put it together on the envelope and says 200 in a bunch of different languages on the back. In Stephen fashion, we have a bunch of information about the stamps that he's given. So I'm going to go through, I'll read that. That'll take a little bit of time, so you'll have to bear with me as we do that. But you'll get that stamp, those stamps, the information, and the stuff that Joseph sent too as the prize today. And I'm just going to have everybody that is on today has an option to win. So like we did last time on the 200th. Oh, there's Charmaine is on now. In Maine, welcome. And Thomas is on. Thomas. Did I miss anybody else while I was chit-chatting there? We've got... Welcome. Stephen had a very pleasant Christmas, quiet one with your wife. Well, that's a good one. Yeah, there's going to be some nice things in here, and I'll go through the story here too. I am going to say I am tied up with time today. We can't go beyond that hour mark, actually a little shy of the hour mark today, because I have another Zoom call to do with my childhood friends. We get together once a year and chit chat. Sometimes a little bit more than once a year, but for sure here at Christmas time. So we're going to have a call at 1 o'clock my time. So we've got some things to do, but I'm not going to take away from the time that we have together too. So hopefully everybody is doing well. Had a great Christmas. You can see this is one of the shirts that I was given for Christmas. It's not a toy. It's a sophisticated interlocking brick system when we're talking about Lego. So that came from my in-laws. That was one of the things that they got me, including some more stamps to send out more envelopes because I know that I do a lot of mailing. And I've got a big list today. This morning I was going through and creating a list of all the people that I have to get back and write to. So we have more of that to do too. There's Monty, minus 20 in Ridgedale, Saskatchewan. Thank you very much, Rachel. It's not the sort of shirt that I'm going to wear at a fancy meal or anything like that. It is one of those shirts that you wear when you're just being goofy or just want something to wear, or yeah, I have a lot of shirts like that. Thomas got some new locomotives this way. Is this absolutely is international. My subscriber group are all around the world, as you're going to see. So for sure, if you happen to be the winner, I'm going to put you in here right now. You'll have to give me your address. If you do win, we will deal with that when the time comes. Whatever you do, don't put your address on here so for everyone to see. But I would, if you win, I'd get you to send me a message on Instagram or on email. Yeah, as long as I can mail from Canada to you, you can win. So unfortunately, if you're in Russia, we can't mail to Russia, so I couldn't have you as a winner that way. Postage stamps are a good gift. 16 degrees in Port Lincoln, very nice. The science between when everything looks backwards, well, I've got two cameras on my phone, a forward-facing and a reverse-facing. If I want to be able to read the messages that are coming up here, I'm using the forward-facing camera. So you're going to get a kind of reverse angle on things. Otherwise, when I'm recording the other way around, you get to see it differently. Hopefully that helps. Well, we're going to go through the giveaway prize again. I've got some postcards that are being given away. This was in celebration, and there's a couple stickers in there too. And I've got some postage stamps, thanks to Stephen from Australia, that we're going to be giving away. This was part of the 200th live stream that was 2 weeks ago, so these things didn't arrive in the mail in time, so we're doing another one. That's why we're doing it here. 14 degrees in Maine today? Really? Oh, Fahrenheit. Yes, of course. Yeah, chilly now. Well, let's talk about the things that Steve sent. You've got some time for story time. We're going to have story time with Steve from Australia. He has put together this nice thing here. He's crossed off 300, gone to 200. We'll get to 300 one day, I'm sure. So, any special international foods to ring in the new year? Okay, we're talking food. I'm going to take a break from this real quick. I don't know. For us, we usually have a bunch of appetizers. That's what we ring in the new year. Matzo sticks, chicken wings. We'll probably eat some chips and some chocolate and that sort of stuff. That's usually what we do to ring in the new year. A bunch of appetizers. Cool and clear, and thankfully no snow. Okay, well, you don't have the snow in British Columbia, but we've got some here. Stephen is a good storyteller. All right, I'm going to get back to storytelling. So he writes, hi Rob, to commemorate the 200th live stream, which, the 200th Saturday live stream, which will take place on the 13th of December 2025, 2 weeks ago, I have endeavored to focus on a couple of ways of looking at the number 200 in an Australian philatelic context. The first thing that was suggested was the 200 stamp issued by a country. Now, this may seem like a simple enough thing, but it is in fact fraught with difficulties. For example, when counting up to the 200th stamp, do you include minor color variations, differences in perforations or watermarks, printing methods, types of paper, or even different printers to determine whether a stamp is unique stamp in itself or just a variety? I imagine if we were looking at this from a British perspective, the 200 stamp could arguably be a plate, 1 penny black. So yeah, could go way back to that. That wasn't what I was thinking. I was thinking number 200 in the Scott catalog, but you could take it that way as well. When you consider different letters in corners or stamps, and then he goes to a bunch of different variations there. I'm going to speed through here a bit, Stephen, if you want. Hopefully you don't mind me doing that. He said this was also potentially a contentious stamp numbers variations from catalog to catalog. So when I was thinking Scott catalog, yes, you could be using a different catalog, and the number 200 may not match up. So good catch there. So you could use a Scott catalog, Stanley Gibbons, Michael catalogs. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different catalogs there you could be using. In this catalog, the stamp of which number 200 is the 5.5D, read as the 5 pence halfpenny, not 5.5D value of the Peace and Victory first anniversary of the peace issued stamp on the 18th of February 1946. So we're talking about the Renwick stamp of Australia catalog 17th edition. That's where he's getting his information from. There were 3 stamps in the set. The first one was a 2.5D stamp in red depicting the Star of Laurel wreath in the front rays of light. The second is a 3.5D stamp in blue depicting, I'm going to show you these ones rather than read them all out. The reason why I'm showing you the stamps is because he's included the stamps in here. So thank you so much for doing that. He said another suggestion was that we should consider the 200th set of stamps that was issued, again using the Renwick's catalog. The 200th set consists of single 10-cent stamp issued on the 12th of March 1975 to commemorate International Women's Year. The stamps were printed in green and purple in the colors adopted by the suffragettes, shown the Australian International Women's Year logo. And I'm going to show you that. There we go. Try to catch someone. Okay, we got Joseph. I'm gonna stop reading just for a second, just to make sure I can get everybody in here. And I see Roger is on in Athens as well too. Thank you for pointing that out and saying hello. Back to story time. And then I got me thinking about the 200th. In my mind, drifted towards bicentenaries. Also, Australia is a young country by global standards. It has celebrated several bicentenaries. The first was in 1970 when it was celebrated the bicentenary of Captain Cook's bumping into Australia and deciding that even though there wasn't much here, it was just a sort of out-of-the-way place Britain needed to in its empire, so he claimed it. And so no one else seemed to want it. The French, the Dutch had sailed past several times with their noses in the air, deciding that they couldn't be bothered. There were, of course, the Aborigines who were here, but since they didn't wear trousers or live in Georgian brick-built tenements, they didn't seem to count for much. Yeah, that was colonialism, wasn't it? So, on the 20th of April 1970, Australia issued 6 stamps. I'm going to show you that in a mini sheet. So you can see the stamps that were issued for Captain Cook. And then for little context concerning the next bicentenary, we need to travel halfway around the world to North America, where in 1776 a number of British colonies were revolting. We know all about this, don't we? I'm about to send you hockey powder. Rob, you should bring it in for Hockey Day. I don't understand. You'll have to give me more context on what's going on there. St. Stephen's Day, yeah, Boxing Day is what we call it here. Fleet stamps from Australia, okay. So the Americans were revolting, that's where we got back to. Prison population was increasing in Australia at the time, so let me just skip ahead here. That decided in 1787, several ships known as the First Fleet, loaded with convicts and scurvy, set sail for far-off land, finally landing in Camay on January 20th, 1788. All of this leads to the fact that in 1988, Australia celebrated its bicentenary. This was seen by Australia Post as an opportunity to issue several sets of stamps and never one to let opportunity slip by. That was what they did. And so here are those stamps that were issued. Oh, you're packing some Happy Meal. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to do two things. Read the comments as well as read Steven's thing here too. To the second set issued on the 10th of April 1985 highlighted navigators. Terra Australia considered of 3 33-cent stamps, 1 90-cent stamp, and a miniature sheet with the same set design. And so I'm going to show you those. There are the stamps. And there is the mini sheet. And then a third set was issued on the 2nd of October 1985. So more. And then the fourth set were these ones. They certainly celebrated. And the fifth set were those ones. And then the next set was the series showing a reenactment of the First Fleet's voyage to Australia, and it's entitled The Departure. I really like those. Those are really nice. Once again, Steve and I apologize that I am going through quickly, but we have a limited time, and I want to read what everyone's saying here, too. Okay, you're talking amongst yourselves. Box of powder to eat. Oh, okay. Common in Norway. Something to enjoy. Okay, the next set, number 8, issued on the 6th of August 1987, consisted of a strip of 5 37-cent stamps, showed the First Fleet's arrival. And then the next set was issued on the 13th of October. So I'm going to show you those. So we have these 3, and then the set of 5, and then the set of 3. All of these things depict 200th. And then the last one for the First Fleet reenactment was the 10th issue, were these ones here. And then now you have thought that that would be enough philatelic celebration for one bicentenary, but no, 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 no. They issued a ton of stamps that year. Also, on the 26th of January 1988, Australia issued a joint issue with the United States depicting a koala and a bald eagle doing what can only be described as the world's shortest line dance. And there are the 2 stamps there. This was followed in February and March with new bicentennial definitive series. So, those. And Captain Cook has a connection to Australia, or to Hawaii. Okay. And then those stamps continued onto this page. Wow. They issued a lot of stamps. Now, not every one of these stamps is in this packet. I will show you which ones he has included, though. On the 13th of April, 1988, a strip of 5 37 stamps was issued. And on June 21st, 1988, another joint issue was released. This time with a participating country was Great Britain, depicting various cultural ties with the country. Mainly the Queen. There's the Union Jack, too. The last stamp with the Australian Bicentenary logo was another joint issue, this time with New Zealand. Lots of combinations with other countries. Although these are only stamps with the Bicentenary logo, it should be noted that almost all other stamps issued by the Australian Post in 1988 had the same square format. The only exception was the Australian Crafts issue, which was only released in booklets and followed the unusual booklet stamps format at the time. Carrying on the colonialization theme of the Bicentenary series, further issued 5 subsection square shapes. So I'm going to show you those. The only other Bicentenary were the Australian Post ones. These were very nice, with the pillar box and all. And then now we will have to wait until 2050 before we can celebrate the bicentenary of the first Australian stamps issued in New South Wales and Victoria, which would be from 1850 on. And there are the last postal stamp ones. All right, so there is lots of information in there, Steve. Thank you so much. I didn't want to read every moment of them, but what I will do now is show you the stamps that he has included to be part of this giveaway. If you remember the stories. Try to get one of the piece ones. Another one of the piece ones. That one's upside down. My apologies. So all of these stamps are part of the giveaway. There's the suffragette stamp that we talked about. There's one grouping. Let me just put those back in the little container he gave. And then the next grouping. Very generous, Stephen. So these are part of the bicentenary ones. The connection with the US that we talked about. And New Zealand, Kiwi and the koala. And then, if that wasn't enough, there is one more set. So we have some of the postal stamps. Takes a minute for the camera to adjust to what I'm showing you there. There's that pillar box that I noticed. And then the Dear Captain Cook. I don't know if we should actually really call him Dear Captain Cook. He did a lot of bad things. But there we go. So all of those stamps are part of the giveaway too. So you're going to get Stephen's information, his stamps, and Joseph's postcards and stickers. All of that stuff I'm going to put over there, and that's all in today's giveaway. So near the end, we'll spin the wheel. We'll find out who wins. Everybody who is on the live stream today gets to be a part of it. And thank you for being patient enough with me that I could show you all the hard work that Stephen put into sending that. So let me just go back real quick and see if I missed any other comments here. Speaking of hockey, are any of you watching the World Juniors? It started yesterday. Canada won their first game. The Americans won their first game, the Swedes won their first game, and Finland won their first game. So that's how it started. So, all right, I think I'm all up to date, and I think I've got everybody that is currently on listed here too. I've got Christopher in the UK, Christopher in Washington, Ushhill, Ida Marie, Jane, Stephen in Australia. I'm just going to change that Stephen to Steve just so we know. Gary, Carla, Medea, Ron, Olia, Charmaine, Thomas, Monty, Rutuja, and Joseph, and Roger. So if someone else has joined here, let me know so I don't forget you. But that's what we have so far. So we'll revisit this again at the end, and you can see who the winner is. Captain Cook was a Yorkshireman, just like you. Thomas says he has 2 covers with joint issues, one with the US and the Australian stamps canceled in their respective countries, and the other the same with Australia and New Zealand. Okay, so you've got some of these things already. Yeah, I think I've got some of the Captain Cook ones as well. And certainly some of the English crossover Great Britain. I've got some of those too. But yeah, I didn't want those stamps to come in and not be appreciative for why they were sent, and so that they would go back out into the world as they were intended to. That's why we are doing this special giveaway on the 202nd one. Lindsay's birthday. Lindsay's birthday. So is that Steve's wife Lindsay's birthday? If so, happy birthday. I was noticing her beautiful artwork, mushroom artwork that went to Isabel in that nice gift. So very, very, very nice. Joseph in Nevada is originally from Yorkshire as far as his lineage. Maybe you're related to Captain Cook. I sure saw that artwork too. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, all right. Here, okay. Let me take your name off, Steve. Good point. Joseph, I have yours on here, but maybe you want the stamps because that's a bigger perk. Oh, you like my little Lego man that my wife and daughter got me? That dad guy, Lego guy. Does he look like me? Yeah, I like him too. Oh, Charmaine got some Lego art, or some mushroom art from Steven too. Lucky, lucky. I'm sure you'll appreciate it a lot. Your wife is Lindy, not Lindsay. Oh, it's not till February. Okay, so who's Lindsay that has a birthday today that I've missed something along the way? All right, I don't know what I missed. Gary's daughter. Okay, thank you so much, Christopher, for letting me know what's in there. That's the problem when you're reading a story and trying to keep track of the messages that are coming at the same time. Sometimes you miss something along the way. So, sorry for getting things confused. The Lego figure looks like the guy from Australia. Sure, sure. Yeah, of course he does. Every bald man with a beard looks exactly the same, apparently. Well, Gary, happy birthday to your daughter. Every baby looks like Churchill. I've heard that comparison before as well. As long as every bald man with a beard is a good-looking gentleman, it's a good comparison. If they're not good-looking, and oh well. What's your plan for the rest of the day, Rob? Well, the next thing I've got, like I said, in 30 minutes, I have a annual get-together with my childhood best friends, and I still consider them best friends to this day. We're spread out all over the country, and well, I guess internationally too, because one of them is in the U.S., is in Ohio. So the four of us are going to get together and chit-chat and get caught up on what's been going on in our lives. You'll notice the water in the background now. My brother, who flew in last night from Toronto, is with me as well. So after I get caught up with my friends, my brother and I are going to go over and see my father at his nursing home and spend some time with him. So that's kind of what's happening today. And Gary is quoting the Red Green Show. For those of you who don't know, he says, if women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Make sure you got your duct tape with you so you can fix everything. Rob usually goes to Costco's on Saturday. Yes, Jane, you are right. Usually it is a Costco run today. My wife and daughter, Shanda and Dea, are going to do that run solo today just because of my brother being here and us needing to go over and spend some time with my father. So, but you're right. You know my schedule. Usually after the live stream is done, we go grocery shopping. And today, because my brother is here, I'm going to make a lamb roast for supper. So when we get finished visiting with my father, I'll come home and make a lamb roast for supper so we can have a nice family meal. Thank you, Stephen, for clarifying that if we all look the same, we should all be handsome. That's good. Yeah, my father, he had the flu before Christmas, for those of you who didn't know, and so he was quite weak, and we were worried about pneumonia and things. He had a big cough. That's pretty much all gone away. He still has some weakness, let's say, because he was confined to his room when he had the flu because they didn't want anything spreading to any of the other people that were living there. He kind of lost a little bit of mobility because he wasn't going anywhere. He was going from the bed to the chair and really wasn't doing very much else. And he's eating, he's had to have his food kind of pureed a little bit, so he's getting back to that stage where he can eat regular meals, but right now he's still being watched just to make sure. So he's on the road to recovery. He doesn't have flu symptoms anymore. He's allowed to leave his room. He came over, I went and picked him up. He came over here on Christmas Day for a little bit to visit. But he is a bit shaky when he walks. He needs to get his mobility back. So thank you for that. Thank you, Christopher. You wish you had a good cook in your house too? Well, maybe I'll travel around the world and cook for other people. Thank you, Joseph. Yeah. When you become 92 years old, every little thing that happens to you illness-wise, everybody gets on pins and needles about. So we're glad that he seems to be doing better, and my brother is glad that he gets to come here and spend some time with him over the holidays. So yeah, so lamb roast, probably mashed potatoes with gravy, and some vegetables. I don't know what the vegetables will be yet, but that's the meal for today. Or maybe I'll make some Yorkshire puddings. Yorkshire puddings normally go with roast beef, but if my brother wants Yorkshire puddings, I'll cook him Yorkshire puddings. Yeah, thank you, Stephen. That was more of a concern before Christmas when he was really ill. It sounds like he's doing much better now, so we're thankful. Things seem to be going in the right direction. You had Pinkerjot. Is it fish? Can't remember. I think it's a fish. Christopher does all the cooking in his house, and his wife tells him he's a good cook. Well, that's good. If you did all the cooking and she said you were a bad cook, that would probably make me want to stop cooking. What is a Yorkshire pudding? In the US, they usually call them popovers, maybe. Maybe you know them by that term. It is basically pancake mix. It's flour, milk, salt, and egg. And you put them in a muffin tin, and they rise, so they're a kind of a hollowed out bun, if you will. That's kind of the texture. It was something that was kind of developed when meat was quite expensive in the U.S., or not in the U.S., in Great Britain during the war, the First World War. It was a substitute in your food, in your meal. And so with Yorkshire puddings and went with roast beef. Roast beef, you'd get a little bit of meat, and then you would have this as a way to kind of fill up your stomach. Did my sister Carolyn get to visit? She is arriving tomorrow with family, so the family hasn't stopped yet. So she is coming. They're not staying with me, though. They will be staying in a hotel, but we are getting all together for supper tomorrow night and visiting with my father. And so, yeah, the family gathering will continue. Ida Marie's family is all sick. Sorry to hear that, but you get to extend your Christmas into the new year. Lamb, yes, we enjoy lamb. A bit thicker than pancake mix, when you blend it all up. Okay, you don't know what a popover is either. Usually when I'm in the U.S., if I'm talking about or going and having kind of a meal like that, they refer to a Yorkshire pudding as a popover, but perhaps not in Washington, D.C. I don't know. But if you Google it, Google Yorkshire pudding, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about if I haven't explained it properly. Gary said his mother used to cook Yorkshire puddings in an iron skillet in the oven with beef drippings poured on top. This mixture cooked until it turned golden brown like a pizza. Okay, so it would be a little flatter. I cook mine in muffin tins. That's how my mother always did it, so that's how I continue to. I create the mixture in a blender. I put a little Crisco shortening in the muffin tins, stick it in the oven until they start to smoke a little bit, so you know that it has melted away and it's nice and hot. Then you add the mixture to it, throw it in the oven for 35 minutes at 450 degrees. And you try to be quiet because they're very temperamental. If you make a lot of noise banging around outside the oven, they will go flat on you. Item Reese is not a fan of lamb. Oh, lamb with mint sauce here. But to each their own for sure. Christopher said his mother is sick too with the flu. Oh no, well, hopefully she recovers quickly. Isaac's sick, Ushild's son. Okay, everybody get better. There's a lot of sickness going around. My friend Skyestia in Lithuania, she's sick too. Only way to cook Yorkshire puddings is with beef drippings. Well, now everybody knows, Roger. Roger had Christmas pistachio? All right. You'll have to tell me exactly what that, and then chocolate pasta. Chocolate pasta, that sounds good. Oil, no, oil doesn't get hot enough. It is, Crisco is a shortening here. A fat, if you will. So it does get hot enough. Yeah, bad strain going around of sickness. Oh, Stephen's mother cooked them in muffin tins as well. Okay. Like a flat souffle. I'm going to show you exactly, if you don't see it. Let me bring up a screen here and show you what our Yorkshire puddings would look like. So, not on a flat tray. Your mom still was able to join you at Christmas. That's good. Skillet was easier to clean them up. Yeah, muffin tins are not easy to clean, that's for sure. So, find one that looks right. Turn this around so you can see. So, these are Yorkshire puddings. You can see the beef gravy in this one here, the traditional one. That's what they look like when they come out of a muffin, or yeah, the tray. And you can see on this one, we scoot it up, done in a muffin tin. That's how we do them. So those are Yorkshire puddings. Oh, you didn't get to go to laser tag today. Oh no, that would have been fun. It's not a dessert. No, it's part of your meal, almost like having a roll with the meat and potatoes. Not look like a popover. Well, the popovers we've had in New England are very similar. But those of you that are doing it in an iron skillet are going to have something that's going to be flat. You used to have the Yorkshire puddings and gravy first before the meal. They're a big hit here whenever we have them, so. Roger had his Connie Francis CD playing. Would expect nothing less, Roger. Banana pudding. Now, I have heard of banana pudding because that is Smokey's favorite dessert. I've never had it myself, though. Popovers in the U.S. are usually a pastry, okay? Like an apple turnover? Is that what you're referring to as a popover? That would be the pastry we would have here. So a pancake kind of thing is heavy. No, it's not. Is it heavy? Not really heavy, no. But it is a pancake thing, yeah. Pancake type thing, yeah. In that it has about the same type of ingredients as pancake mixture. Gravy is what you use after you have a roast. The drippings at the bottom, the juice that's left over, usually thicken it with flour or something like that. That's what gravy is. Biscuits and gravy in the U.S., yep. Rice pudding. Connie Francis' Christmas album was a masterpiece. Came out in August 1959. You know what? I'm going to put on some Connie Francis and see what it's all about. I can't put it on now. I'll get copyrighted, but what kind of gravy? Well, beef gravy or lamb gravy, whatever you happen to be cooking at the time. Usually beef gravy. Jane's father loved rice pudding. Yeah, the southern U.S. have some sort of a white gravy that they have with biscuits and with their grits. There you go. We're learning new things about Connie Francis all the time too. Because it's 12:41, I know we still have a little bit of time, but let's find out who the winner is going to be. I'm going to switch the camera around, and you can see here. Wonder if I can zoom out this way, come a little bit further out. So once again, I have Christopher in the UK, Christopher in Washington State, Ush Hill, Ida Marie, Jane, Gary, Carla, Media, Ron, Olia, Charmaine, Thomas, Monty, Rutuja, Joseph, and Roger are the people I have on here. So hopefully you're all on. And let's find out who the winner of those lovely stamps that Steve sent in and the postcards and stickers that Joseph sent in. And make it our 5th winner for the 200th live stream that we have on Saturday. Let's go. Let's see who's the winner. If I don't have your address, I'm going to reach out and you can tell me all about it. All right, Joseph, you've won. Do you want your postcards back or... So I'm going to send the stamps to Joseph right off the bat. You've won those. White gravy is made with sausage drippings and milk, rich and creamy. Okay. Because, Joseph, you have sent in the postcards, do you want me to send you those postcards back, or do you want me to use them for something else? I certainly can use the stickers. Send the stickers or postcards somewhere else. Spin again. All right, let's do that. So, Joseph, you're going to get the stamps, and we're going to remove Joseph's name from the list so he doesn't win again, or have a chance. And let's see who wins the postcards and the stickers. We'll have another winner. Well, there we go. The gentleman, I think gentleman, maybe not. He gets to win the postcards and the stickers, thanks to Joseph putting them back in here again. If you're on, which I hope you are, you're going to have to send me your information to ThatDadGuy1975 on Instagram or to robertlennox@gmail.com for letting me know what your address is. We'll see if he messages. There we go. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Steve, for that. I'm going to be sending your stuff out right away, Joseph. I have that, so it will go in the mail on Monday. and the other one we will wait to see whether or not he responds. There we go, 6 winners this time around for this giveaway. That worked out pretty well. Just putting the appropriate things aside. The other things I have to show you early next week will be some of the things that are in this month's giveaway for Stamp of the Month. So yes, another giveaway, more chances to win on this channel. Liverpool Stamps sent some stuff in. Ida Marie sent some stuff in. So I'll show you what those were. Also got some more envelopes that came in from Stephen in Montana. So I want to show you what came from him as well. So that'll be early next week, Monday or Tuesday, depending on what my schedule is like. Well, we have more winners. That's good. Constantly people getting a chance to win on the channel. Yes, I suppose by next Saturday, we will be into 2026 already. In time for what, Oshil? Hopefully, whenever you send it, will get here when it gets here. I appreciate anything that you guys send. So thank you so much. Gary said he got 4 post-crossing cards on Christmas Eve. That was a nice present from Gander Post. Yes, indeed. Charmaine, you're 100% right. We keep talking about this. I've got all this stuff for Calling All Artists that need to be done as a giveaway too. Should it be done on a live stream? Should we do it in this format? Take another Saturday. I'll show you all the stuff, and we can do another giveaway for that. Maybe that should be maybe that should be next Saturday when we're in 2026. What do you think about that? Are we doing decorating on Wednesday? Absolutely. I'll be doing another decorating card on Wednesday. All right, Charmaine, you have lit the fire with me. Next Saturday, we are doing a giveaway on Calling All Artists. I've got a bunch of stuff that came in early last year when we were doing Calling All Artists on a regular basis, and then that kind of dried up. I didn't have as much stuff coming in anymore. It was all meant to be for a giveaway, and I put it up on top of the cabinet waiting for that time to do it. So that's what we're going to do. Next week, I'm going to show you all the art stuff that was sent in, and then we're going to do some draws. I think I'm going to have more than one winner because there are quite a few things there. We'll do that up, and that'll be a good way to start 2026 with you guys winning something. So I love that idea. Thank you, Charmaine. So next week, yeah, Calling All Artists. You probably don't even know about that. You haven't been with the channel long enough. I did a series where I was asking anybody who wanted that was an artist of some sort, whether it was something they wrote, something they drew, painted, written, all different forms of art. I wanted to feature them so they could get their art out there. And so I did that. And anything that they sent, I said I was going to do in a giveaway. And so I put it aside. And I put it aside. And I said, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something with that. Well, we're finally doing something with it, thanks to Charmaine. We're going to be giving away all these things. I'm going to give you just a quick look. Ugh. There are a few things up here, quite a few things. I've got postcards from Olia in Poland. I've got art cards that came in that people drew. I don't want to show it all now, but yeah, I've got envelopes and envelopes and envelopes of goodies and creations. So yeah, and I think there's even more up there too. So all of that stuff I can put together. I can show it to you next week. I can divide it up because there is so much. It's not all going to go to one person. Might even have 5 winners. Who knows? But all of that stuff is up there. I've been waiting to be given away because I don't want to collect all the things. I want to be able to share it with everybody else. So that's what we're going to do next week to kick off 2026. We're going to give those things away. And should 2026 start back up again with Calling All Artists, we'll find more stuff to give away because I love being able to promote other people and their talents, whether it be their YouTube channels that they have too, so we all grow as a YouTube community, or whether they have an Etsy store that they want to promote, or cards that they're trying to sell, or artwork and things. So I've done that in the past too. So if people want to continue to have their things done and talked about, I'll continue to talk about them. So next week, that's what we're going to do. We're going to give away for calling all artists. We'll do our giveaway. That's exciting. I like having a plan for what we're doing in the future. And as Christopher asked, yes, on Wednesday, we're still going to decorate a postcard. And it is the 50th one that we'll be doing. So we'll be decorating an envelope as well. So it might run a little longer than the usual 30 minutes that our videos on Wednesdays go. But we're going to do that. Yeah, we had a lot of people that participated starting off. So it went strong right off the beginning. And it takes some time, right? When I first talked about it, it's going to take a couple weeks for the first artist to send me something. And so it went for a few months. We had it, and then it stopped. It just died out. So I have a couple things like that that I've tried to start, and, you know, getting to know your neighbors. I did one episode of that. I still have some other people I'm trying to continue on with that. There's a local comedian that's quite well known. I've been in communications. I'm hoping to talk to him. There's a couple authors that I've been talking to. Some people that collect cars. And so we'll see what happens for 2026. I have tons of ideas. It's just a matter of getting them to be implemented properly. Yeah, Shil, if you send in art that you're proud of, we will continue to do it. I'll continue to promote people in the arts, and we'll continue to give things away. Maybe that's what Saturday will become. I'll have more giveaways happening with Saturdays as a result of it. I don't mind that. Steven's saying he can send one of his wife's coloring. If you'd like to do that, I will gladly promote it and give it away to somebody else. Because the last thing I need to do is to collect more things in this room. So I like the fact that I can be able to send it off. Now, I don't want to get to the point where I'm spending hundreds of dollars every week on postage, sending prizes out that people have sent to me. That's why I kind of like to group them all together and then send them out later on. But yeah, I'm going to do my best. Yeah, there's some stuff in there from Charmaine too, because Charmaine has taken some beautiful pictures and turned them into postcards, and so they're in there. Calling all artists 2026. Yeah, maybe that we're gonna get back on that. I know there are so many talented people out there that watch, and I'm happy they watch, but I'm also happy to be able to promote what they do. Whether it's photographers or painters or storytellers. I like to be able to find out other people's stories and to promote them. So we will. Well, maybe we will get back, Joseph, and have more Calling All Artists. It was a fun video series, and those of you that haven't seen it and want to go back and watch some of them, I encourage you to do so. And if we get back into making more of them, even better. Compile all your limericks. You've already submitted 50 of them, so you could have a book yourself of all the limericks you've done. I can tell you, I haven't saved all the material you sent me, Stephen. So, I mean, we have a video copy of it in all the vlogs. But if you wanted to put it into a small book or something like that, you certainly could. I'm sure lots of people would love to have copies of that. You know, Joseph and all your dad jokes, or Mindy and all your dad jokes. Just don't give any spoilers for future limericks that might be on the channel in that. Well, folks, I hate to draw this to a close, but I do have another video appointment in 5 minutes. So I'm going to thank you all for joining. Thank you for the submissions by Steve and Joseph that we were able to give away today. Joseph, I'll send yours off. I've got your information already. I'm waiting for the other winner to contact me to let me know. And then next Saturday, we will give away some Calling All Artists stuff to a bunch of people. That will be fun. Between now and then, we have some stamp mail to show you. We have a postcard to decorate. We have New Year's Eve and New Year's Day that I might have a video out on those days. I might take a break. Who knows? We will see. But we definitely will see you all in the next coming days. And then in 2026, all things being equal, we will be having videos and doing stuff too. So thank you very much. You guys have a magical week.